is up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 27 of The Edge. I'm your host, Sean Clark, otherwise known as Valise around Azeroth. Coming up on tonight's episode, we're going to be covering a few questions we didn't get to answer last time from viewers. So people that are in the chat room here with us live, if you guys have any questions you want us to field as we go about the Warlords beta, please feel free to ask. We'll be discussing a little bit the speed of the leveling in Warlords, how that's going to be kind of compared to Mist, at least the experience of the crew so far. And of course, we're going to talk about a lot more other news segments throughout the show. But first, as always, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Matt Lowe. There he is. What is up, dude?
Oh, this was actually a quiet week for me. Looked at some alts this weekend. Trying to get my my fourth priest. Was close. Yeah, fourth priest. I know.
Yep.
Bit of a masochist in that aspect. I'm gonna try to take advantage of the Black Prince buff. That's, I believe, live.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's live. Yeah, okay.
Something I'll mention in a little bit, but it is live as of today.
I think I've gotten a valid for it anyways, but yeah, otherwise not much in the rating front, but hopefully we get to rate tonight, because as of right now, I believe there are still some significant server problems or login issues. That sucks. Yeah.
That does suck.
Yeah. That's it for me, man.
Oh, there you go. I don't really know, because I haven't really got a system yet who I'm going to introduce next, but I always seem to go with Katie next. So, Katie, what's up, dude? How you been?
Hi. It's been a fun week. I think we can pretend to say that Garrosh is on farm now, since we actually cleared it all in 1 week with time to spare even.
Yes.
Other than that, I'm gearing up to go to LA for the cinematic premiere. I'm so excited.
There you go.
That is, cinematic, plus I get to see friends from the WoW community and the Twitterverse, and actually I'm going to meet a couple guildies, so I'm so stoked.
That's awesome. I wish I was going. I'm kind of jealous, I'm not going to lie. Oh well. BlizzCon, right? BlizzCon.
BlizzCon. This side of the country is better.
I don't know. Will, you're not going to BlizzCon, are you?
Unfortunately, no.
What a terrible way to introduce you.
I know.
The one person that you will not see from the show that's not going to BlizzCon is Will. So, besides that sad news.
Yeah, so jealous of that, and then jealous of Katie for farming Garrosh, because we haven't done it the second time either, so that sucked. But I managed to burn all 3 battle reses in the span of 2 minutes on Siegecrafter Heroic this week, so I am so good at this game. So very good.
Pretty much the best.
And, we've done it.
Yeah. It's bad.
Well,
but that's what's going on for me.
If it makes you feel better, we wiped more on every other boss in Siege than we did on Garrosh before we killed it again.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. My guild has a weird strategy for Thok that just boggles the mind, and we at least wipe 3 or 4 times there, so yeah.
Siegecrafter is definitely the roadblock for a lot of guilds. That is a very, 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 very difficult fight, so.
I know this firsthand.
It's all about SEAL Team 6 on the belts.
Dude, it's
oh yeah.
It's very, very difficult. So it's definitely one of those understandable moments. There's always seems to be that one fight every raid content, and that is definitely the fight for this past year. So just so you guys know, we still have the Warlords beta key giveaway going on. It has gotten quite a few retweets, right around 400, which is awesome. So thanks, guys. We appreciate it more than you know. But if you haven't done it yet, or you don't know, you have friends that want to kind of get on it, it's going until these next couple days. It's the 12th, so the first drawings are going to be on the 14th in 2 days. Yep. So head over to edge_BlizzProTV on Twitter, and you can just kind of I know we've been kind of retweeting some stuff, the original tweet, but scroll down a little bit, you'll be able to find it, or you'll be able to really go to any of our Twitters and find it, because we have been spreading it around. So first drawing the 14th, the next one the 15th, and we'll see you in the beta.
Also check the website on BlizzPro. Got a link to the original tweet somewhere on there as well. If not, I'll have it up again following this episode.
Yeah, BlizzPro has a bunch of contests going on right now. So we had right around 100 keys as a website to give away.
Right.
So we got 5 for the show for here, And then, but there's way more contest giveaways on the website. So it's actually a really good suggestion. Go to blizzpro.com, check out the contest page, and you'll see all the different ways that you can win a key before it goes live.
A lot of people keep asking us about keys and if we have them to give away. I wish we could be like Oprah and be like, you get a key and you get a key, but we kind of have a limited quantity. So.
But here's the thing: is that if as long as we do the contest well for you guys and you guys really respond to us, we progressively will get more keys. So then, the next expansion, or maybe even this next unnamed game from Blizzard. I mean, the way we start kind of going at it. In the popularity, and we handle it in a very professional and timely manner, we'll get more to give away to you guys. So your retweets mean a lot, and the support means a lot. It really does go a long way for future contests as well. So
yeah, I think even Katie will get a key for being at the event as well.
That's true.
Yes,
I saw that.
Since I'm already in the beta and I'll be picking up a key there, I will probably be giving that away on stream.
Yep.
Either. No, it'll be next week. It'll have to be.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go in.
So
I'm gonna go in her.
Doing that Tuesday or Wednesday night.
I'm gonna go in her chat and win it.
Uh-huh.
That's what I'm gonna do. It's gonna go all the way around us. I'll give it to everyone, and then we'll finally dump it off to someone else. News segment, real quick. There's nothing really a lot to talk about. It's no major articles or anything crazy. The Matt had mentioned earlier the Gaze of the Black Prince buff is actually back, starting today and ending Tuesday, August 26th. Great method for getting those alts in there, getting that cloak, just killing a little bit of time before the Warlords release. So if you want to get that done, now's a good time to do it. Blizzard also featured a write-up on Karazhan this past week, much like they did with MC, Black Temple. It's kind of designed to give you an insight to the lore, as well as some really great transmog loot and other types of information in there. There's just a whole bunch of stuff to check out. So you can go check that stuff out per usual at worldofwarcraft.yom. So one of the first things we want to get into was questions from the viewers that we didn't have time to answer last week, because we do love fielding questions and talking about this kind of stuff. And since we do have our hands in the beta, we'd love to convey the information to you. So I know Matt's going to take the first one, talking about multi-strike. So.
Yeah, okay. So last week, we towards the end of the show, we had one of our viewers, Kato13, he kind of asked, what is multi-strike?
That's a good question.
So multi-strike's a new stat that's coming with the game. It'll be coming out with Warlords of Draenor, and it gives your spells a chance to activate up to 2 times at 30% of its original attack or heal. For instance, if you're a mage and your Frostbolt lands for 100 damage and a multi-strike occurs, your second Frostbolt hits for 30 damage. Sometimes, if you're lucky, you may even get a third hit, which would then strike for 30 damage as well. So that's kind of what multi-strike is in a nutshell. There are a couple of special exceptions. For example, in PvP, multi-strike only occurs once. So if multi-strike happens when you're PvPing, you only get 30 damage. You don't get the 2 times 30 damage, for example. With direct spells, multi-strike is decided upon the cast, not when your attack hits. Your ignite ticks, if you're mage, cannot multi-strike. Your dot spells like Shadow or Pain or Flame Shock, those spells can multi-strike with your individual ticks getting 2 chances, just like a direct damage ability. Each application can crit separately. So, for example, if your Frostbolt manages to hit for 100 damage with 2 multi-strikes, you could get 1 multi-strike that does 30 damage, non-crit, and then a 60 damage multi-strike that did crit. It's your initial attacks that generate procs. It does not seem that any multi-strike hits can activate any trinket procs or other abilities unless otherwise stated. Will has a great example somewhere along the way here. Will?
Yeah. So for survival hunters, they actually put in an interaction with the multi-strike stat. So for survival hunters, if you're not familiar with them, one of their major dots is Black Arrow. And if a Black Arrow tick does a multi-strike, that is actually what procs lock and load now in Warlords of Draenor. Before, it was a sort of flat chance for your Black Arrow to proc lock and load. But we won't be sure if multi-strike is going to be the stat that you're going to want to stack in order to get a whole bunch of lock and load procs. They still have to do tuning passes, but That's just sort of a note where they made multi-strike a part of an interaction and spell ability. So, yep.
I wonder if my rogue's poisons can multi-strike.
It's
Yeah, see, I don't know. I have to figure that out.
Mm.
But it's
Okay,
separate though, because it's a
yeah.
direct hit, right?
Right.
Like I have
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
apply it directly.
Yes.
So that's interesting. Maybe it can. I don't know. I'll check it out, man. I'm gonna research that a little bit.
You'll have to look that up in beta and let us know next week.
Yeah,
So I'm kinda curious.
Because I don't know if it can. That's actually really cool.
Okay, so we do have more questions. We actually had one more question
Yeah.
last week from Jostra, who wanted to know more about the release date. So last week, the big news last week was that we were getting a release date on the release date of Warlords of Draenor, which is this Thursday. They're
release date
announcing
inception.
right. And they're announcing when the expansion is going to come out. And Jostra asked, "Can we get a prediction from everyone on the show about what the release date's going to be?" And we probably should have answered that, but we totally forgot about it. So, Katie, ladies first. When do you think it's going to come out?
As I know you love this word, but as feelsy
Wah,
as
wah.
would be to see the launch in November for the 10th anniversary, or to cater to the Race to World First crowd, which has been a frequent argument for November as well. Blizzard's still going to release it on their own schedule, and with the planned events for the 10th anniversary anyway that were announced last week, it would kind of be a disservice to players and themselves to be like, hey, we're going to have these great anniversary celebrations, but we're going to drop the expansion on you too. So you're going to want to take some vacation and, forget what sleep feels like.
Yeah, especially with
So I'm
BlizzCon too.
shooting October.
So October what?
Mm,
You gotta give us a date.
Pick 1 week.
We get to win a
the
prize.
first Tuesday after the first Monday in October.
Okay.
So the beginning of October is what you're saying.
Yeah, let's go for that.
October 7th, that would be it.
Okay, October 7th. Someone write this down. It's not gonna
Well.
be me.
I'm going last, remember?
Yeah,
you guys got a pretty good prediction.
Oh, that's right. My bad. Sean.
I know it's probably gonna sound a little bit stupid, but over at BlizzPro.com, JR, the guy that runs the site there, really, really great guy.
Fearless leader.
Yeah, fearless leader. He had a really good point, and he had an awesome article on release dates and how it works and how the expansions have been working, where there's announcement and then big patch and then release. So it's like month, boom. So I really enjoy that. That's what I like. I'm thinking sometime October, most likely in the middle of the month. Obviously, October 14th is a big one, and I'm going to side with most people and say right around the 14th is going to be, that Tuesday is going to be the one. That's going to be the big one. So that's my guess.
All right. So I really hope Blizzard has read JR's article and decided to be like, no, we're going to spite you and not release the time frame. So I think with me personally, I'm hoping they don't release it in September at all because my birthday is at the last week of that month and it would kind of suck if that happened. So
Awesome.
I'm going to place my chips on week 3 of October.
Week 3.
Anytime after week 3. So that covers the spread because Katie picked the early week, you picked week 2, so I'm picking everything after week 3.
Man.
So I can't be wrong, technically. Hopefully.
We could all be wrong.
That's true.
Blizzard could just be like, you know what? We're going to wait till after BlizzCon to do this. So
Yeah.
It's true.
suck it.
Well, what about you?
Yeah, so I've heard the not August, sorry. It's August. I was looking at a calendar.
Oh, man. 2
Heard
days.
Oh, 2
Yeah.
days.
Woo!
Get hype.
Tomorrow.
So I've heard the October 14th because the 2 months from release date, as we just said, and they've done that timing before. But then I brought that up in my guild when we were raiding. They're like, no way, I can't do it because the world first race will be, affected by BlizzCon because it'll be out. If it's out October 14th, then the first raid is out October 21st. Then Mythic for that first raid is out the week after that.
Which
So
would be
that's
like a few days before BlizzCon.
28th.
Right.
And then one more week, basically, to get it all done on Mythic before BlizzCon happens. So really tight timing there. Although many of these guilds will probably kill it in the first 2 weeks
But
of that first
imagine
instance.
if they had a World First race live at BlizzCon.
Dang, that would be sweet.
What if they're planning that?
The
That
Boom!
logistics
would
would
Mind
be
be
crazy,
blown.
but it
awesome.
would be fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Sweet with that be?
So I can see the October 14th date. It could line up, and they could release the next raid instance, BlackRock Foundry, the one that's the big one, after BlizzCon. But I'm gonna say forget you all, and I'm gonna go November 11th for the release date
After BlizzCon.
after BlizzCon. Yep,
Veterans Day.
yep. So
I don't know, because like for me, and I know one of the points of conversation, or at least a big staple of, is why would they feature the same expansion in two BlizzCons? You know what I mean? Like, considering it hasn't even been released yet, so it's like, hey, we're announcing Warlords, BlizzCon, yay. Everyone's like, yay, Warlords of Draenor, and then we're at BlizzCon again, and they're like, yeah, it's almost ready. Ah, gotcha. Like it seems kind of like silly for them, and Blizzard's really not the type to do that. But I can see your point. But I just think, I don't know. I don't think they would do that. But then again, I think that this BlizzCon this year is going to be featured heavily, heavily on esports. A lot of StarCraft 2, a lot of Hearthstone. So
Heroes.
maybe, and Heroes, yeah. Heroes is going to be a big feature as well. So maybe you're right. Maybe, WoW has kind of taken a back seat to a lot of these newer games now because it's just aged. It's an older game. Sells a lot of subscribers, but it's not on the forefront of everyone's mind anymore. So
It's not the new hotness.
No, it's not.
yeah, yeah.
It's sad
And I
but
mean,
true. But I could see it.
Yeah.
I guess maybe they want to, like. I mean, I can see it being done both ways, but I just don't see it. Blizzard having, like I said, featuring the same expansion for World of Warcraft, 2 BlizzCons in a row, without even releasing it first. Like, that's terrible.
Yeah, and you may be able to sort of draw some conclusions on where they are in the beta now. So I forgot to mention this in the beginning, but they're going to have the 5 bosses I talked about last week that they had not yet beta tested on heroic mode. Those are going to be done by tomorrow. So another 17 bosses of mythic and LFR and normal mode thrown in there here and there, and maybe it is pretty close. Maybe we are talking only 2 months. So
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
hopefully. I mean, they always say that when they release it, they've already been in closed alpha for quite a while. So,
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? But speaking
Mhm.
of all the warlords coming out, when it does come out, one of the first things we're gonna have to do is experience content and level. Yay! Which obviously we're all very excited about. I know Will had put something together on the speed of leveling in Warlords. It's so. What do you think? Does it feel the same as Mist? Does it feel like Cataclysm? Does it feel like none of those? Like, what's the deal here?
Yeah, so, and this will be a bit more open. I'll throw this out to you guys too, and at the end of this. But basically, before the latest beta builds, it was about 10 to 12 hours for you to go from 90 to 100. It was pretty quick. You were going through 2 levels and clearing a zone. Well, maybe not clearing a zone, but just getting done with the zone and moving on pretty quickly within a couple hours. And they they sort of changed that up and said, well, that was a little too fast. And in a build last week, I believe, they upped the experience required for levels by about 30%. So if you're going at things pretty hard and know what you're doing, maybe you're going to be able to level between 16 and 18 hours. So it kind of begs the question, what do people like for a leveling speed? How quickly do you want to get done with it? Should you be able to do it in a single hard day or multiple days? And to questions out to you guys, how long did it take you to do Mists or even an earlier expansion? And did you take off for the whole week or whatever? So Matt, what's your experience?
So in Mist, it took me about 2 days straight to hit from 85 to 90. I think about that one for a second because I wasn't sure which bracket we were in. It's been that long. But so I've always been one of those hardcore leveler guys. I don't read quest text. I get as many consumables as I can. I have like 80 flasks, 80 potions, 80 sprint potions, and all this other stuff to just get me moving and going. And it took me
Wow.
around 13, a little under 13 hours to hit,
Asian.
yeah, 85 to
Yeah, I
90.
guess so.
For
Damn.
legend.
Dang.
And I'm also on a PvP server, so there was some slight ganking and stuff going around. So I wasn't just competing against the people on my side. I was competing against the Horde too.
Right.
And right now, at the rate I'm going on in Warlords, it feels like it's a little slightly more than it took for Miss. But there's going to be a little bit of variance here because I'm not leveling in a straight shot. I'm leveling with some minor rested experience here and there too. So I kind of have to account for that. And at the rate, so at like a per hour rate, probably about an hour to 90 minutes per level at the moment. And as far as leveling preferences, I prefer to go hard and just one burst. And I plan to take off a couple of days from work to just get my character up there, get a raid ready. Probably gonna go to Costco, get myself a pallet of monster or something.
Nice.
Whichever one
Pallet.
wants to AKs.
I'd like to see that.
But yeah, I just on server
Oh,
first
monster.
by about 15 minutes. I was pretty choked. So this time I gotta really challenge for it this time.
You got server first?
No, I missed out on it by like 15 minutes. Server first priest.
Oh,
Sorry.
wow.
I know.
Jeez.
That
That's so
sucks,
good.
man.
It's like,
But they took out the server first now.
That's brutal.
and I'm replaying in my mind. I'm like, if I had not taken that leak right then, I probably would have gone or like something along those lines, right? So,
You
yeah,
could have blamed it on the Horde too. You could have been like, man, if I hadn't gotten
Damn,
ganked
those
there.
already-
that's
I'm-
like, any
I'm so
hero
glad I'm back on a PvE server because Frostmourne is not a nice place to be.
thing. I am the total jerk when it comes to leveling. Even if I've gotten all my quest mobs, I will intentionally pull and tag extra mobs so that other people actually can't get credit for it. I
You're
am that guy.
Oh, you
You're
are that guy.
Wow.
So what are you trying to say that
Oh.
the speed of like maybe 90 minutes or so
Yeah, a little under
is good? Like you think that is like an appropriate amount of time, or
Yeah. On a PvP server, you can significantly reduce that when you're on a PvE server because I'm taking into account ganking time and all that stuff.
right?
And I want to say we leveled Miss without flying, right?
Yes,
Yeah, so that's not.
you
a
had to be
thing.
90 to fly.
Cataclysm was much quicker because of the fact that we had access to flying mounts, and that's
Yeah, that was totally
Got
different.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right.
But you
That
kind
was-
of
that
needed
was a
it
joke.
because of the way that the zones were set up.
exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
so
Yeah,
it was
it was-
definitely by design from Blizzard, and obviously they learned their lesson from that. So
Yeah.
that
for
was
sure.
that was no bueno. What about you,
For
Katie? What do you
sure.
think?
Yeah.
Actually, honestly, I'm actually kind of glad they made it move a little slower because when I was leveling on beta, I was in Talador and I wasn't finished with Talador, and I was 98. So I got through Frostfire
Wow.
and did what felt like maybe 10 quests in Gorgrund, which it's more than that, but that area is pretty incomplete, and there's a lot of level 100 stuff that's not out there yet. So it was quick, and yeah, 98 in Talador before the wipe. So now I'm just getting into Gorgon and I'm 94. So it still feels a little quick, but it's not.
As quick.
As
yeah.
quick.
Yeah, you were really far ahead before.
But with that, this will be my first expansion leveling by myself.
Loser.
And actually, getting on the
Yeah.
race to max level bum rush that everybody's in on. Because normally I play with my boyfriend and he's a tank, so he just pulls all the things and I kill them. and we go pretty quickly, but because of work, he won't be doing it. But for once, I actually feel really good that I'll be okay by myself on my mage and not dying to everything with one hit.
Yeah. Have you been doing the leveling with your character copied over?
I am doing my leveling with my main in her Siege of Orgrimmar rating gear, which is pretty raffle stompy. Like,
Yeah.
as I level, I get squishier, but I still hit pretty hard, which feels nice. I think that mechanic will probably catch up at like 97, 98, because I was looking at some of the gear that was dropping.
Yeah.
So, but the fact that I actually get the pleasure of keeping my rating gear for that long makes it feel a little more worth it. It's like I'm getting extra value out of my rating gear when it comes to leveling, which in the past you'd be replacing your heroic gear with the first quest drop green,
Yeah.
which was always
I
really
remember that
sad.
missed. Yeah, that really sucked.
Yeah. So our Mythic Warforged gear, as of right now, it's good until like 96, 97.
Yeah, it's good for a while,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Which
think
I don't
I
know if
even
that's a
heard-
good thing or a bad
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
no, it's totally great. It means I don't have to worry about figuring out what item to equip. I can just vendor all of it and just not care.
Yeah.
Vendor. That's
Disenchant. All right, disenchant. Sorry.
Don't waste
Listen
it.
to this guy, and you say you're an Asian power leveler.
like I keep doing it until my bags are full, and then I disenchant it and realize that it's still Mists of Pandaria dust, and then cry a little.
Yeah, that becomes valuable later on, and as people level up stuff. If you can tuck
Yeah.
that stuff away, you're good. But I've heard even the legendary cloak is going to be something that you could walk into the first tiers of raids,
Still use
and
it.
be using. So
Maybe that's why Blizzard still has the Gaze of the Black Prince stuff running. I mean, that could be why. So,
Yeah.
a good time. Actually, like,
Well,
again, a good
plus
time to
the
do it.
heirloom weapons, which are an interesting story in themselves while leveling.
Yeah, which are going away after 6.0. So.
Yeah, but no, I mean like actual usage of
Well,
them.
right.
in-
I'm saying like after that, you won't be able to get them. So,
Yeah.
for people that don't have any. I don't know. For me, like what I would consider to be a good amount of time. I think it depends on your playstyle. You have people like Matt who power through it and they want to get through it as fast as humanly possible. And then there's people like me where I've done expansions, every which way you can do it. There's one in Cataclysm I tried to do server first rogue, and I was off by about 45 minutes. So I was pretty slow, but I had some DC issues and other things, but I was keeping up with everyone, and I didn't read anything. I had all his potions. I did the same thing as he does, and boom, 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 boom. And then in Mist, I did something different where I just took my time and I read the quest text, and I actually got invested into the story a little bit. And I leveled significantly slower for that very reason, where I didn't feel like I enjoyed it when I tried to run through it really fast, because I didn't care about anything else other than being max level. That's all I cared about. So, and a lot of people say, well, that's kind of the point. You want to rush through it on your main character and then go back through on your alts and kind of enjoy it. And it's like, well, I don't agree with that fully, because, why, if that was the case, why would they wait a week to release raids? I mean, they want you to experience the content. They want you to read the quest lines. They want you to enjoy it. It's new, immerse yourself in it. So I think that me personally, reading everything and doing everything and really enjoying the time, I would be okay with maybe 3 or even 4 days worth of leveling. Not complete days, but maybe I'd say probably total 50 hours, maybe 10 hours a day. I'd be happy with that, because I miss a little bit of the old grindy leveling. I miss some of that a little bit. And now I know it's a little bit nostalgia of being oh, so much better. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that, just going and completing maybe let's say 40 quests in a zone. I mean, I feel like 40 quests isn't really a lot. I mean, think about how fast we can do quests now. It's not like before where we had to we didn't have quest helper, we didn't have all these built-in systems in the game where it's okay, just go right here. I mean, we actually had to go and find this stuff, and it took a long time. And that's the reason why leveling took a long time back in the day. So, like I said, I'd be okay with 4 or 5 days, between 40 and 50 hours total leveling a character. Because there's other ways after that you can make your alts level faster. So going through it the first time, kind of putting up those roadblocks on purpose, is kind of nice, I think. Because, I mean, how long have we waited for this expansion? We've waited forever. And then what? We're going to go burn through it in a day? Half a day? Day and a half? And then what? Sit there? 6 days? Wait for the raids? You know what I mean?
That's when we start.
Yeah, but the way that it's set up now, I don't know about you guys, but I go exploring and jump off cliffs and slow fall into places I very, very much shouldn't be. And, I'm
Right.
very thankful for greater invisibility. So I'll dive bomb these level 100 elite areas and go see what's out there. And there are huge chunks of these zones that it's all level 100 stuff. So I think I'm still going to bum rush to 100, but there's a lot of stuff that's going to be going back and doing. But I read the quest text on my alt. I don't do it on TV.
100 is when the game really starts for me, because I like the dungeons, I like the rating, I like the challenge modes. That's
Yeah.
Right.
that's where I get my real enjoyment from. Not the
Yeah.
leveling. I hate leveling.
For sure. I mean, that's what I like to do is have I last expansion I tried to get two tunes up to 90 and then raid ready and geared. So I really rushed on two tunes. And then probably my third one, I actually read the quest text and did things. But I also always like to get lore master done on my main character. So even if I rush through on the first one, I'm probably gonna go back fairly soon and go read all the quest text and do everything in the zone, get all those achievement points. So, yeah, I mean, 16 hours for me, that's probably going to be pretty good. Do that in a day, day and a half, 2 days, something like that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I mean, like I said, I mean, and I think that's the problem with the game that's as big as World of Warcraft is that you can't make everyone happy. You know, I mean, they try and they do a really good job at doing that with the amount of people that they have in the game, but everyone plays the game so differently. I mean, even all four of us, we all play slightly different, but just different enough where it's, you know, if we were all playing and leveling together, we wouldn't have the same experiences. You know, so Matt would be like 4 levels ahead of us.
I'm not with you people anymore.
Yeah, I'm like still in the starting zone, but like, hey guys, did you see this awesome quest? Like, did you see this joke they made in the game regarding this character or whatever? You know, and everyone's all over the place. So I think I think that the way that the system's been going and how the game has developed over the years, the designers have been doing a very good job of trying to make everyone happy when it comes to that. And it's good as is now. I think with the 30% increase, I think this is a good place for it to be. And but things still need to get tweaked. I mean, experience from quests will be changed, I'm sure, a little bit, or maybe even the amount of quests per zone. Maybe they want to add some stuff in, take some stuff away. Some people just like the dungeon grind. So, I mean, everyone's different. So, and then not to mention your garrison stuff. I mean, how much time is that going to take away from your leveling process? You know, all of a sudden, boom, 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 you got to do this, you got to go back, you got to handle this. You know, you got stuff going on. So that's something to take into account too. So yeah, they might have boosted it by 30% because they think people are going too fast, but really, we're not even fully immersed into the expansion yet. So we don't even know between the garrison and leveling and whatever else we need to do. I mean, there's a lot going on. So speaking of things that are going to be garrison friendly and worthy, some pretty cool transmog gear popped up on the internet. I know Matt's super excited about
Oh man,
about turning into a little farm boy.
dude, yeah. Okay, so get this. Farm implements like shovels, hoes, like all that stuff, like rakes or whatever. You can now transmog your weapons into it. You can actually have a legitimate farming set. So
Boats
Katie,
and hoes.
you know, you got like Garrosh heroic on farm mode. Hello, there's your farm mode gear. Huh? Right?
Oh man.
Good.
It does look really cool, but they're expensive too. The
Yeah,
cheapest
but,
one's like 2,500.
A real farmer knows how to make money. Duh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm firing up my fiery weapon enchants already.
That's it. Everyone wins.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to add. I thought it was really cool.
So no, there are a lot of really cool things these garrisons are going to bring on. I mean, I know people are really complaining about the garrison idea, and it's like Wild Star, it's like this, it's like that, and Star Wars, and it's like, dude, just chill. This garrison thing is going to be really awesome. So, and if you guys haven't had a chance to experience it yet for yourself, I mean, even in its non-full completion, it's still a lot of fun, and it's very interactive, and it's definitely something people are going to enjoy more so than they realize. Something else that's been capturing the World of Warcraft fan base is what's called a hashtag 10 years 10 questions. So this is from Alternative Chat. So it's actually pretty cool. If you go check out the Twitter, you can see that some people have been blogging it, vlogging it. They've been doing it in email form. And what this is it's pretty much a celebration of how the 10 years of Warcraft and how it has affected you as a person, how it's changed your life. So, for example, some of the questions are, why'd you even start playing? What was the first character you ever rolled? Are there any regrets that you have from your time? Or do you even read the quest text? I mean, obviously we know Matt doesn't, so there you go. But if this is something... What?
I said I just know where to go.
Yeah, see, look, it's
Psychic.
this is in his genes. But this is actually a really cool thing. And for a lot of you, I know for me personally, even for you guys and for the viewers, I mean, this game has changed our life in a way that sometimes if you gotta stop and think like, holy, like you'd be in a completely different place if it wasn't for this game. There's some of my best friends in the world I met playing this game. So I've flown all halfway around the country to meet people in this game. So it's been an amazing experience. As much as we like to complain about stupid things in the game, it's definitely changed our life, I believe, for the better. So if you want to check it out, go head over to Alternative Chat's Twitter. Matt will post links to all this stuff in the write-up for the after show. If you head over to bluespro.com, you click on shows and click on the edge. That's all of our stuff right there. Matt will write something up and you can check out all the links right there, which is really cool. And it's definitely something worth checking out. And I know that they, everyone's that's been getting together on this has been some really awesome stories put together. And there's going to be kind of like a collaboration of everyone's story that they're going to put together and post it. So if you want yours in there and it's a really cool story or touching or means a lot to you, that's a really good place to do it. So Garrison's something else we wanted to talk about real quick. Who's super excited about this? Talking about the Garrison stuff. I don't remember now. Is it you? Oh, that's right. You're super excited. I don't want to take away from your limelight here.
So I'm just gonna touch base on followers for the Garrisons today, since it's an expansive subject in general. But one thing I noticed with the most recent build is that when you pick up your followers, you get the same chance to upgrade the quality of the follower itself, just like you do with the quest gear. So something that might originally award a green, you can get it be an epic. And the same thing goes for your followers. Also, you can roll legendary followers. One of my guildies on beta showed us one, which was interesting. But I want to go over how those follower qualities affect what you can do with those followers. So your basic green quality follower has one ability and one trait. And if you upgrade the quality of it, it might have 2 abilities. It could have 3 or 4 traits. One in particular that I noticed a lot of people had was Ulna Thresher, who's a holy priest that you find out in Frostfire Ridge. At a green quality, she's got Dispel Magic and Mindseer, or she could also have Shadow Fiend. So even the stock standard basic abilities and traits change from player to player. With that, I had one that was upgraded with traits as Elven Kind, which means they are more productive when they quest and go on missions with Blood Elves. Also affects the zones in which you send them quests on. I gained Marshwalker and Guerrilla Fighter. And also there are other things such as extra training and Totemist. So sometimes they work better with Tauren, sometimes they work better in the marshes, in the fields, in the frozen tundra. So it was really interesting to see how those abilities change and how much power you can gain from one just by getting a higher quality. What'll be interesting to see is if you can re-roll your followers later, because it would be kind of lame to get all green quality followers when your buddy over here has got, legendaries and epics.
Yeah, someone will complain. I'm sure Blizzard will make it so you can...
I think it'll probably end up costing resources, since everything involved with the garrisons is resources, and at some point in time you're going to buy all the stuff that you can get with your resources, so they're going to have it dump somehow, and I think the quality of the followers will probably be a point for that.
I'm surprised it's not based off like a quest system, kind of like how we level. It's like the more you send them on missions, the more they level up, and then they have a possibility of becoming that way. Or maybe even
the way that like battle pets work, you get a stone for them and upgrade them.
Well, yeah, exactly. Or I was gonna say like maybe in the raiding or PvP or something where everyone has access to it, you can get a drop which will make it so you can upgrade a follower or something. Something of that nature would be, because they did say they're gonna have drops in raids that are directly affect your garrison, whether it's plans or things you can use in your garrison, like trophies and things like that. So there are going to be things that you can acquire in, it's kind of like mounts, rare mounts or whatever, except it's going to be for your garrison. So
I just had this thought. Maybe you can trade followers. That would probably not be a very politically correct thing to do.
You like borrow them. It's like going over to your neighbor and asking for some sugar.
It's a slave trade or something. I don't know.
That's terrible.
That's terrible. Never mind.
It's totally possible. One of my friends has an epic Ulna also, but the qualities on hers are all the ones that I need for all the missions that I have. So I did like 2 missions, and the rest I don't have the stuff to match for, and I want to get that 100%. So you never know.
Cool.
Maybe reroll their qualities
Maybe
too.
you can, yeah. I mean, it might be end up. I mean, as silly as that is, it might be end up like the battle pet system where you can do things and end up trading them and stuff. I don't know. Who knows?
So they're adding in different mounts and pets too, or at least they're going to bring some back. What the Emerald Drake, I believe, is one of the ones they're going to be bringing back, even though it was slated as a reward originally. So that's interesting. There's a whole bunch of stuff with mounts and pets that they're going to be bringing into the game. A lot of that stuff is they kind of add in later. They do have stuff originally because now the battle pet thing is kind of big, but it's more of an after. I don't want to say it's an afterthought, but it's definitely not a. We got to make sure this is done, guys. Like, it's really important. So, but they are featuring our things like the classic Emerald Drake and other different types of pets that are going to be coming back in there. So, which is really cool.
The bronze whelp.
The other big piece of news, which is something I'm sure that all you guys know by now, and if you don't, then sorry to break it to you, but actor and comedian Robin Williams passed away as well a few days ago. So yesterday, I believe now. And I know Will had put something together for that, so I'll let him give the somber news.
Yeah, I mean, and as I said, you might have seen this in more traditional outlets, but and I didn't actually know this myself until today, but Robin Williams was an avid fan of the Warcraft series and actually played quite a bit of World of Warcraft. In fact, I saw a forum post that said he had a level 60 priest on such and such server, and wasn't that cool? And in response to his passing, a change.org petition was created by WoW and Robin Williams fans to have Blizzard put an NPC into the game in tribute of Mr. Williams' memory. And even before the petition really got going, Celestalon tweeted out and just said, and I quote, "It's being taken care of." So presumably that means Blizzard agrees with the appropriateness of the tribute, and we'll see something soon. So, just from the edge, we thank Robin Williams for all the great laughs and memories from movies to TV shows to stand-up, and our thoughts are with his family and friends during this very difficult time. So there you go.
Not much to say after that.
Yep.
So that about does it for us, because I know we're going to run a little bit late on time. We've actually had a lot to talk about this week. So I'll start with Matt. Do you have any shout-outs, anything you want to talk about, mention real quick?
No, you guys know where to find me, worldofmaticus.com, my blog. It's been a little slow as of late because I've been working on so many things, but it's there. Don't forget, this Thursday is the street date reveal, and I believe they're showing elements of the cinematic or the whole cinematic.
I believe they're showing the whole cinematic.
The whole cinematic, yeah. So we'll have some feedback and some opinions and stuff for that next week. So
sure,
keep an eye. Tune in next week for what we think of the trailer. Yeah.
Katie, you're next.
We're totally excellent critics when it comes to reviewing cinematic trailers, right, guys?
Obviously, yeah.
Yes.
I've seen many movies.
I've got my bucket of tomatoes over here somewhere. if I don't eat them first. I guess I'll give a shout out to my friends and guildies that I'm going to see in LA in 2 days. I'm so excited.
Awesome.
That'll be fun.
That's always a good time. Nothing beats that. Will?
Yeah, so check out. I've got lots of raid guides coming out. As I said, they're going to have 17 heroic bosses done, so follow my Twitter. It's down below my face, and you'll see lots of those guides coming out. So fun stuff. I'm way behind, but I'll get there.
And lastly, for me, just we are going to be giving away those beta keys over the next couple of days, so please keep an eye out for that. Of course, Katie will be at the announcement thing in LA, so there'll be some stuff posting on that.
I'll be live tweeting and taking pictures
and all that type of stuff. So keep an eye out on our podcast Twitter for all that kind of stuff. If you guys have any questions for us on beta, please email us, guys, edge@blitzpro.com, or tweet at us. Any of our individual Twitters work, but obviously the podcast Twitter works best because we all have access to it and we can read it kind of wherever we're at. So, with that being said, I guess this is going to do it for us this week. I hope you guys enjoyed everything. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace.